last year have been sustaining, and in Soman's presentation, probably you saw that some of them we could even consolidate market share as well. So that's one of the primary drivers. Yeah, some of the products which we launched in the injectable space, which we were enjoying limited competition, continues to do so. And as we go ahead, it all depends on how the competition keeps coming in some of those products. Okay, they would come in. We are hearing from the market that there would be companies who would be coming in one or two of those products. That's part of generics business, I guess. Having said that, we have to look at what else would be getting launched and whether we can make up for that. But overall, I think it's not exactly a one-off. Whether we'll be able to retain at this level is, but will it go down to last year's level? Not immediately. Cymbalta is, unfortunately, it was a great story from the time it was launched. It's in the last, let's say, 45 days, several companies, including us, launched. So from, for mostly the players who were there in the first part of the journey, I think that upside is over. So it's pretty much a commodity now. Not just for us, because whatever happens to us will naturally, in an open market, would be equally true for other companies as well. The journey continues. I mean, overall, I think we have messaged that we are spending R&D for a purpose. The first quarter filings are healthy. We are reasonably satisfied, not by just the numbers, but few of the assets which we have filed in the first quarter are certainly in the right direction, better than first quarter of last year. Normally first quarter goes a little lean on filings, but I think it's been a healthy filing quarter. So overall, I think the R&D productivity, while it is an ongoing journey to make it better and better, I think we are reasonably satisfied with first quarter outcome. I see the journey, and largely led by North America, is dependent on how we are continuing to file. Having said that, what we file now is, will show up 2 years down the line. And about when you're talking of next year, it's something where things which are already with the regulatory body, with FDA, in the various stages of approval. So again, guidance I will not be able to give, but yeah, we are cautiously optimistic. I think there is views about whether this has been done in the right way, and I think as we speak, it's in the court of law. There is ongoing improvement vis-a-vis what we were having in the past. Now these four pre-indicators give us enough confidence to feel that the worst is behind us. We are doing better, and subsequent quarters we are optimistic. It's as I mentioned, now it's dropping and dropping. Earlier I used to say high single digit. Now it's 4% of the company's revenue. Problems increasing means I can say that, okay, the solution is still not fully there. Solution, we are going in a direction, we have not changed direction, which means we will not participate in a commoditized business which is taking our turnover down. We are filing some good products. Now, as and when they start, hitting the market in terms of revenues, I think the turnaround will be visible. Having said that, will it be dramatic at 4% of the company's turnover, even if it starts moving up, to have an impact for the full company is a distant future. And you're right. I think to that extent, this has largely come from the launches which we did last year. The new launches, which in the presentation you saw, about 4 launches, are not big launches. They are before going generic, were reasonably big products, but again was a crowded sort of launch, and so there wasn't too much coming out of the launches this year. So which is certainly a concern for us. But in generics business, this is part of the game. You have a quarter which doesn't have we should continue to launch, and suddenly one or two will click, which will have limited competition, and then the bigger and more important thing is our launch is happening with regularity. Yes, it's happening. Are the launches big? No. They have turned out to be more competitive than we thought. Part with the outside of Russia, CSR, that part is got affected largely because of Ukraine, because Ukraine is by far the largest geography in that. But the silver lining is Venezuela, as Somen mentioned. Emerging markets are, defined by the turbulence, and we are okay with that, because some of these assets, we will find our own value, find its own value in other markets, either directly or through something we are thinking of in terms of API plus business by, there are a lot of customers Anand's team has connectivity with, where we can sort of look at formulation sales. Slowly start up, it's not a meaningful large sales, but eventually I think we'll put some focus on that. 60-40, this quarter is a little skewed, 55-45. About base businesses are in the range of a 55-60%. The incubation businesses are in the range of 35%. This quarter is 40%. As far as I think we mentioned earlier in proprietary products, I think within a year from now, a couple of NDAs should be filed. And then the cycle of approval and then hitting the market. Biologics is slightly longer term. The journey is progressing. We are in business. I mean, we are selling. They are selling quite a few products of ours in various countries, but those are branded market products. The emerging market products. So each of those are small revenues. The total is not very significant in current terms of this company, and less so for GSK Pers. We are not extremely optimistic on that. Picking up scale. It's going to be selective value searching of, few assets. But initially what was thought that, in certain markets, it will scale up very quickly with GSK. That is not happening and less likely to happen. It's not less likely to happen.